If you're planning on leaving the UK, this video is going to go through something called an exit tax, which could be put in place. That means that you have to settle up in the UK before you move to your new country, whether that's Portugal, Switzerland, Singapore, the UAE, wherever you want to go. You may have to pay an exit tax. Now, this is just being proposed at the moment, but in this video, I'm going to break down what that looks like, who it could affect, when you would have to pay, and more. So make sure you lock in and watch until the end. This video is super important because it could affect big business billionaires and it could affect accidental landlords that just managed to inherit a property. It's still an asset, it still can be taxed. And sometimes, with property especially, you can be asset rich, cash poor, but your taxes will have to be paid in cash. So let's speak about this. Let's find out when it's coming, if it's coming, how likely it's coming, and what that could look like. Hey people, welcome back to Bricks with Tips. My name is Tayo, co-founder of Bricks with Tips. I'm a TV presenter, content creator, and I make videos like this to help you guys understand finance and wealth in the UK. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. If you're old here, welcome back. We're back again making YouTube content. It's a juicy time at the moment, so let's get into this with no further ado. Now, let's face it, things are kind of rocky in the UK at the moment. I think that the climate is the term I'll use. The climate is definitely changing. And we're seeing a lot of taxes change as well. A lot of people feeling like their money is being squeezed by one side, if not the other. We look at things like people that earn over 100K asking for their salary to be reduced so they don't tax the extra amount, or people getting bonuses and have to put the whole bonus in a pension so it's not being taxed to oblivion effectively. And one thing we are seeing is many people leaving, right? It's been reported that it's likely that in 2025, 16,500 millionaires are leaving the UK. Some of you may hear that and think millionaires, millionaires, millionaires. And for me, right, the term millionaire has changed quite significantly, and naturally so, right? Inflation has gone up. A million today isn't what a million was 40 years ago, right? I often say I'm based in Southeast London. A £500,000 house is a very normal house here. Like, just look, I need to watch what I'm saying, but when I say normal, it's not like a special house, right? And I think that that's very important to state, because there's someone who could have a Southeast London house and they inherit one, and all of a sudden they've got a million in assets, should I say, right? So super, super important for everybody to look into this, because you don't know where you could fall into it. Anyways, I'll say that to say that even if you're a millionaire or not, a lot of people are planning to leave the UK, and it's important to understand what an exit tax could look like. So here's what it is. Many sources have referenced that the UK is considering an exit tax on businesses, shares, and other investments if you're leaving the UK. A 20% exit tax, like a settling up charge. Now, this is going to be on unrealized gains as well. So if you have stocks, if you have businesses, they haven't actually specified if this is going to affect property equity as well. But unrealized gains, that means that even if you haven't sold, when you leave, it's going to trigger that tax. Now, it sounds like you can keep it unrealized. You don't have to sell it, but the tax is still going to be due. So let's just say, for example, if you've invested, keep it very simple and very broad, in Apple, and you've made £100,000, and your investments in Apple have lasted for the last 12 years. You've made £100,000, even though you're still keeping that stock and you're not selling it. If you were to leave and this was implemented, even if you didn't sell it, they'd ask for 20%, 20K as you are leaving. The details about it could change, but it's important to understand that it is being proposed. Now, a lot of people are unsettled by this, right? I think that, as I mentioned, the climate in the UK is changing, and as a result, a lot of people leaving. And a lot of people are saying that, right, instead of the climate to get better, the living situation, the taxes, the drive for growth and ambition in the UK for it to get better, they're just going to punish people for trying to leave or trying to escape, as people are saying online. So when is this being implemented? If it is going to be implemented, there's whispers that we might hear about it in the budget that's coming up. And this is very, very important for people that are planning to leave, because you really need to be locked into the announcements. Super, super important. It is important to state that some laws can be applied retrospectively. So some people are thinking, right, if this gets put into place, is it going to affect stocks that I've had for the last 20 years, or just things that happen after this law is announced, right? And it is very likely it is going to be retrospective. extremely likely. A lot of people are saying who will be hit like this. It sounds like it's targeted at wealthy individuals with huge business assets that are leaving the country. And yeah, it's likely to fall on stocks and business assets primarily, right? I'll be honest and say that based on what I've read, it sounds like property is going to be less so, but it's not guaranteed that property is going to be untouched. So, what would I do if I was you right now and you are considering leaving the UK? Get a clear view of what you own. That's number one. Pay attention to your UK tax residency status. As you know, if you are planning to change your tax residency, this is going to have a big impact on it. So if you're no longer a UK resident by the time it comes in, it's not going to affect you because this is for UK tax residents. And if you need to, of course, make sure you hire a professional, you speak to a professional accountant who has experience in international law as well, as that's going to be super helpful. So guys, that concludes. I think that something that's super important is that you need to understand that if you are planning to leave, you need to be aware and locked in, which is why we encourage you to make sure that you subscribe to Bricks with Tips so we can bring you these updates. Guys, if you like these shorter form videos, quick bulletins, quick updates, making sure that you're locked in, let me know in the comments below and I will be dropping more of them. For now, let me know what you think. This is like when you go out at a party and you enjoy yourself and they want you to settle up before you go, right? That's what the UK is basically saying. You need to settle up before you leave. Do you think it's a fair law? One thing that's interesting, which I'll leave you with, is that there's many European countries that already implement this. So the UK is actually one of the last, but a lot of people still do think it's unfair. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.